This violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello. Welcome everyone back to Blame Your Brother. This is episode 260. That's right. We're back tonight, Thursday night, 8 p.m. streaming live on YouTube. So come hang out with us as we do this thing. We are Blame Your Brother. I'm one half of this duo. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of people, Glenn Jackson, spiritual midget, Mr. Wonderful. And this gentleman sitting over to my left is John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right. So David, John, Blame Your Brother. We'll be talking to you for the next hour or so. Some topics for tonight, in case you're like hanging out, just wondering. We're going to talk about Tom's Person of the Year, which has been revealed. We got to talk about a NFL coach getting fired. I want to get your thoughts on that. And then we're doing the Mount Rushmore of Christmas songs tonight. So a lot to get into. So we will go ahead and just start her up, baby. So, all right. Let's talk about last week. We did the Mount Rushmore of buddy movies. And our friend Kris Gregory, who really liked, he says, "Thanks for the shout out on the show last week. My wife was so surprised to hear my name come up. Great show. Keep it going. Are you doing Christmas movies this week?" Christmas songs. He did. So Kris Gregory gave us his list of top buddy films. Now he did say, I want to clarify this, Dumb and Dumber, Friday, and Lethal Weapon would probably make my list too. But since I'm going with 4 different ones, here it goes.
I appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Step Brothers, Wayne's World, Blazing Saddles, Tango and Cash. I mean, that's very
Those are
respectable.
solid choices, yes.
I definitely thought about having Step Brothers on the list. And I mean, anyone knows I love Wayne's World. So it's just tough, you know. I mean, once you get that really great comedy, I'm thinking like, because I thought about those. I thought about Step Brothers a lot. And I was like, ugh. But Step Brothers is like Dumb and Dumber, you know. I mean, it's the same type of scenario. And then Wayne's World, to me, is almost the same as freaking Tommy Boy or Black Sheep. I mean, the same building materials are there, so you just had to pick which one you thought was a little bit better representation. I just feel there's more shenanigans between Chris Farley and David Spade. Even though, dude, if you're asking what movie I like better, Wayne's World over Tommy Boy. Wayne's World over Black Sheep. Now, Wayne's World over Friday, no. Wayne's World over Dumb and Dumber. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I think I've seen Wayne's World more times. And I think we don't appreciate like what kind of movie that was when it came out. But I guess you could say the same for Dumb and Dumber. I mean, the Farley brothers were doing a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't have to make that decision today, but just something I was thinking about. So, yes, Kris, thank you so much for the list. And we look forward to hearing your Christmas songs. We'll see what makes the list there. All right. Well, we are pretty close to Christmas. We're like a week and 3 days away, or something like that. 2 days away, whatever the math is. So, what is going on with you? Anything happening in your life right now?
So I took Asher and Emily, my kids, for those who are first-time listeners or whatever, to do their Christmas shopping.
All right. Good segue.
And well, I started to realize, if you really think about it, human being is bred to be selfish.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I mean, from the minute you come out of the womb, the world is surround you. It revolves around you.
Right.
The slightest inkling that you need or want something is handed to you on a platter, and so, like, we're going down these aisles, and I'm like, oh, what do you want to get for somebody? And he sees, like one of those ride-in cars, you know, the ATV little cars. And he's like, oh, I want to get that. And I'm like, who's that for? Me? I'm like, it ain't about you. We're shopping for other people. And I felt like a broken record. I kept saying that over and over and over again.
It's tough, yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just... And I'm just trying to think, okay, when does that change? What age do you get to where You aren't like that as much. I think even, I mean, we were talking about somebody earlier that is still that way.
Yeah, right.
But,
right. Some people never come out of it. I mean, probably like a teenager, probably when you're able to have your own money and then you really have to make a conscious effort to go buy people things at Christmas because, sure, your parents are taking you shopping, but you're not really losing anything minus the time, right?
Yeah.
You're not losing any money, but I think once the money starts coming out of your pocket, so once you're 16 or something, you have a job, you start going, oh, okay, I kind of get it, And some people, like I say, some people never do. I mean, so, but yeah, I mean, that's the world we live in, it's kids are taken care of their entire life and they don't know any better, so. Yeah, well, there you go. Well, did you end up buying things? Did he end up picking anything out, or was it just you picking the things out?
It was mostly me picking things out.
There you go. Perfect. But I have done like zero retail shopping this year. None. It's all online. That's why I'm like, I didn't even know people really. I understand people do go shopping, obviously, but I don't know anyone in my social circle that really like has gone out and gone shopping.
When I don't know what to get somebody, I have to go out in the world and see stuff. And
I hear you.
Like, okay, that person will like that.
Right.
But in the age of, hey, what do you want for Christmas? Okay. And then you go out and buy that thing.
Right, yeah. That's what it's turned into.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, you don't want to get a bunch of crap under the tree either. So, I mean, I understand there's a give and take.
Yeah, it's a give and take. But, I mean, you're thinking like, well, I mean, especially when you get older, and if you are still buying for your friends, I mean, they got their own jobs. If they wanted that, they could just go buy it themselves.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's why, I mean, the best gift is really like not having to get anyone else a gift, right? I mean, it's like, hey, just, take care of your family or take care of your friends. And, but yeah, I mean, it's just it really is just a terrible thing it's turned into where, I mean, for some, and I'm talking the majority of people, I'm not, some people still recognize the spirit of Christmas, blah, blah, blah. The majority of people are just buying things because they're told to buy things. And I mean, that makes capitalism work and it's great, but it's just another assignment from the great man in the sky or whoever, the great man at the top of the pyramid saying, go buy these things where our economy keeps moving forward. I mean, a lot of these places are banking on this time of year to make their money.
Yeah.
So, Black Friday is a big deal for these stores. So, hopefully people still kind of get the spirit of Christmas, but I doubt it. You think Christmas will be around like as it is now, 150 years? Do you think? I
mean, I don't know. With everything the way it is, somebody's going to be offended with Christmas, and.
But like who? When you say like people say that, but like who's offended by Christmas? I'm talking about just the idea. Like if Christianity becomes like a minority religion in America, let's just we push it out 200 years from now, 300 years from now, and the majority of let's say the nation becomes agnostic, or let's just say they become, I mean, I don't know what you could say like Muslim, but I don't know that's really, but I find more kids today are like just more inclined to not be religious at all, right? Yeah. So let's say 90% of America is agnostic. Do you still think Christmas would continue to be a thing, or I
think it would be because the same reason. I mean, I think we briefly discussed it on the podcast back in the day before, but the same reason why I think it's going to be an extremely long time before we go away from gasoline cars. It makes people too much money to go away from.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, there's too many companies out there that depend on Christmas. And so they're going to make it happen.
I mean, people don't understand. Like one day I see a world, honestly. And like I said, I don't think this is in our lifetime, obviously, but I see a world where one day there's no retail stores anymore. Like that will be like, people will be like, what? Used to do what? They already have Amazon stores, right? Where you walk in, it's a retail store, but you walk in, you put the stuff in your basket, you walk out, and you never interact with another person. If Amazon or whoever the company might be, it may not be Amazon, if they're able to just give you products within like hours, which, I mean, they are able to do already on a small scale, I mean, the retail store would eventually just fade. I think, money one day will just be all obviously like wireless, or in the cloud. There will not be cash anymore. And like I said, I'm not saying this is in 10 years, but like 200 years, you just got to look from 1980 to now, different world completely.
Yeah.
Like if you took someone from 1980 and you just dropped them, they'd be like, what in the hell's going on here? Like the phones are like just the phone. Like if you should, they would be like, what? Are you kidding me right now? What does this thing do? It does everything. Like everything you've dreamt about, this thing does. You want to know who hit the most home runs in baseball in 1984? It's got you in less than a second. It didn't know the answer. Excuse me? You want to call your friends and look at them while you talk to them? Got it. You want to film videos better than the camcorder you got? Does it? It would blow their mind. Yeah. That's not to even describe what the internet is to them. Like we all are used to the internet, but how would you even describe that to someone? Like if Joe Blow come here from the past, how could you describe what the internet is? Like we just take it for granted. Like, but I don't even know how to start to describe it. It's information, but it's so much more than that. Like it's it's turned into streaming shows. It's turned into, it's everything.
It's everything. It's a movie theater, a library.
It's a financial institution.
Yeah.
It's everything. People go to school now on Zoom. So it was like crazy. They would be like, dude, the Jetsons they had it. It's like, we're almost there. We're not flying around in space, but maybe soon. So, well, that's good. So you went shopping. Anything else going on? Noteworthy, new or noteworthy? It's the new or noteworthy section.
Not really.
That's good. No. That is good to hear. Yeah, it's been, I'm working at home for the next 3 weeks. They're remodeling our office. So I like that a lot. That's good. And then that, yeah, man, it's just, I almost got hit by a car the other night walking. I was walking through a crosswalk at Walmart. I was leaving Walmart. I had to pick up some groceries. And I'm walking across the crosswalk. There's a stop sign there at the crosswalk. The car stops. He stops. So I start walking and something felt wrong, man. That's what's crazy about something internally felt wrong. Like, I guess my eyes were I don't know, man. I think your body is like a supercomputer in itself. It analyzes the situation. You're not even thinking. Your brain's already going, dude, don't move. But it can't say that because it doesn't have the facts, right? So it's something like a spider sense is going off. And you're like, okay. And the dude went, and I just jumped back. And he looks at me and goes, sorry, dude. So, I don't think...
You almost got run over by Spicoli.
Yeah, pretty much. He was like, Urgh! I was like, okay. So that was about the highlight of my week. So there you go. Well, let's jump into the news then. Let's go with Tom's Person of the Year. So we talk about this all the time. Every year we try to talk about Tom's Person of the Year. Who was it last year? Honestly, I don't remember. I couldn't tell you who any of them were. I could historically, if you're was this one? I could be like, yeah, sure. But I think it was a bunch of people last year, wasn't it?
Maybe? I think it was People of the Year.
Okay, whatever. Okay, so this year's Tom's Person of the Year, Mr. Elon Musk. All right, so let's talk about what that even means. And we talk about it every year, and that we forget about it because it's so kind of arbitrary and kind of silly that people get so worked up about this. I'm like, who cares, truth? We're going to talk about it just because people are talking about it. But if it was never published online or a social media feed, I would have no idea. Right. All right. So what do you think Tom's Person of the Year? How do you think this is determined?
Honestly, I think it's exposure for non-negative reasons.
Okay, that's
the person that has the most exposure, and it's not bad.
No, it can be. I think Hitler was Man of the Year or something. I know Trump was. All right, so according to this Time article, which is 500 long, it's basically just someone who is shaped society in any positive or negative. It doesn't have to be positive. It can be negative. So it's just someone. I was reading earlier. I don't know. Dude, this article is this is this Elon Musk biography I'm reading right here? This is insane, dude. Look at this. Oh my God, dude. This is a book on Elon Musk. All right. It's basically someone who impacts society. That's just the simple. I'm sure someone's going to, that's actually not what the correct verbiage is. But anyway, it's a person who has contributed to society. All right. So it's Elon Musk. John, what are your initial thoughts on just Elon Musk, the individual? What comes to mind?
I mean, there's different aspects I think of. I mean, part of me thinks, oh, you've got all this money, why don't you try to make the world a better place with it? And then another part of me is like, okay, if I was given 1,000 trillion, a million, whatever.
Right, you're the richest man in the world.
Richest man in the world. How would I fix the world? I wouldn't know where to begin.
But I mean, you would. Yeah, I mean, it's fair.
I mean, I know some things that I could do, but I wouldn't know grand scale. Because a lot of things, if you just donate money to certain things, there's a reason why those certain things don't have the money in the first place.
Right.
They might not know what they're doing.
Right.
And
Well,
how would you fix it? And then I've heard a story once that somebody asked him, hey, if you donated this amount of money, you could cure world hunger.
Right.
Which he responded, tell you what, you give me a plan, and if it works, I'll do it. No response.
Yeah, I've seen that video. I definitely saw that video.
And so if that is truly, then I'm like, well, I mean, he's got a point. I'm not going to.
Even though that would make me more eager to meet him and pitch something that I actually had an idea for. Like, at least, that is really putting your money where your mouth is in that situation. But even though I fear he ultimately he has the advantage in that situation, because are you really going to TED Talk him to, like, this was in front of a crowd from what I remember. Like, are you really going to go into like a 2-hour, this wouldn't be a simple, like, well, it's just it's a 3-step plan. We do this, it's done. Like,
if it was simple, it would have been done before.
Right. Because that's interesting, because he does things. Bill Gates actively does things. So, there are people that are wealthy that are trying to do, I've never thought about that, I guess. I'm with you. I don't know what I would do. I guess I would start by trying to probably solve like world hunger, because I feel it's a very terrible thing that exists in the world. And I feel like at least there's some logical point to getting there. I feel like this, so positive or negative for just off the tip, you give Elon Musk thumbs up, thumbs down?
For the most part, I'd have to give him a thumbs up. He hasn't done anything super evil.
Right.
And so, that we know of.
You know what Lee said.
I know, yeah, Lee says if you have a certain amount of money,
you've done evil.
You've done evil.
That's probably true, truthfully. Come on. Like, I always agree with Lee. Okay. He is the richest man in the world. I did not know that. He does not own a house. Okay. I did not know that either. Anyways, I like this little bit right here. It says, this is the man who aspires to save our planet. It's good. John did not read this article, but yeah, he said that. And get us to a new one to inhabit. Clown, genius, edgelord, visionary, industrialist, showman, a madcap hybrid of the Thomas Edison, P.T. Barnum, Andrew Carnegie, and Watchman's Dr. Manhattan is Elon Musk. I feel whoever wrote that, that's very good. That's very good. I feel you can almost say all those things about Tony Stark. If there's a real life Tony Stark,
yeah,
Elon Musk is like,
I think people have said that before.
It's pretty much him, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, like John said, obviously Tesla is his big thing, and now SpaceX. And so he apparently, I love the electric car, right? It's fantastic. Even though, we're diverting energy sources from one place and taking it to another, but I think the place we're at now is probably pretty bad. Like, gas is not good. Obviously, you're going to run into new problems when you need electrical energy. But anyway, at some point you got to fix the problem you have and then move to the next one. Hope it's not as bad, I guess. But for 2021 was the year of Elon Unbound. In April, SpaceX won NASA's exclusive contract to put U.S. astronauts on the moon for the first time since 1972. He hosted SNL in May. He's just done a bunch of, and they've been going up into space. He was thinking about selling his company, but anyway, this is Time's Person of the Year, and I guess it would have to be someone in the tech industry. You could argue Mark Zuckerberg could have been last year's Person of the Year for sure, and even this year as his Facebook continues to evolve into something completely different than what it is. That's why I love is like most old people don't even realize like the damage Facebook is doing to society. They're just like on it. Like, old people are on Facebook more than anyone I've ever seen in my life. Like, I have relatives that are just on Facebook, older people, like all the time. And I'm just like, What is so interesting on there? I don't know. I'm not on Facebook that much, and I've said before, if it did not have options to like save your pictures for like, I know and people say, well, is that really the reason? I'm like, yeah, it is the reason. I've basically taken off my money. I've deposited into this bank. I'm rolling with this bank, man. Even if I know they're like selling arms what do you want me to do? Like, all my stuff's there. You think I'm going to save every picture that Facebook has ever done for the last 13 years? I mean, these are like my kids growing up. And so anyway, point is, Elon Musk, he is a very polarizing character. The people that don't like him think he's, I think it parallels Tony Stark in a lot of ways. If Tony Stark was a real guy, if the Avengers were real people, I think half the country would despise Tony Stark, and I think half the country would love him. Where would I be with that? I have no idea. I mean, younger me would have adored Tony Stark. Younger me would have loved Elon Musk. I'm getting a little bit older. I don't think any billionaires need to really be looked up to. I mean, he made his money. I don't know how he made his money. I wasn't there when he did it, but good for him. It seems, even if he has ulterior motives, he is trying to do this for the right or the right things are getting done, even if he's doing them for the wrong reasons. I don't know. What's a billionaire think? Like, I'll never know. I'm watching Succession, the show on HBO. I watched all 3 seasons. Absolutely love this show. It's if you're not watching it, Succession on HBO, go watch it when you can. It is one of the greatest shows I've ever watched in my life, honestly. It's on par with people like Breaking Bad or The Wire or shows like that. This is like, it's good. It's really good. I'm not saying it's better than The Wire, but anyway, it's about a billionaire and his family. And I'll watch the episodes. I don't know. This world is insane to me that people actually live like that. Like, people actually just, can you imagine being that rich, John? We can't, right? No one essentially, unless you met someone that was just off the grid and had nothing to lose, everyone would bow down to your every wish. I mean, you could literally just destroy people, not even killing them, just destroy them. You could buy their house out from the bank. Go, you're done. You're out of here. You're foreclosed. You could keep just doing that over and over again. You could go buy banks, man, and just go, yeah, I want to recall the loan on that. I mean, you could destroy someone, unless they, were the ultimate hippie and they moved off the grid. But these are all the problems with too much money, I guess. So Lee, our former co-host, used to say there should be no billionaires in the world. Now, John, you thought this was absurd, right?
I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but his take was it's impossible to have that level of money without doing something that's wrong.
Do you agree with that?
$1 billion? I mean, here's his take on it. Depends on what your level of wrong is.
Let's just say legally. These guys have obviously broken laws, right?
I don't think it's impossible to gain that much money
I mean, do you know financial laws though? Because I know there's a lot of antitrust laws. I
think you could gain that amount of money without breaking laws. But
I don't. I agree with Lee.
If you're thinking as far as like doing the right thing,
yeah.
No, I don't think you can.
But what's the measure of a good man, right? It's not even about
That's
the
what
laws,
I'm saying.
right?
That's what I'm saying is because, I mean, you think about it like you have people that when you're that rich, you have somebody that's working for you that you are not paying right.
That's true, yes.
And so that aspect, I agree full hard. Right. There's people that are suffering because you are rich.
Oh, yeah. And you obviously know about it. You employ these people. You
know what the breakdown. If you want to know, you know.
Right.
And so at that aspect, I agree with him wholeheartedly. But as far as like guarantee they've broken laws just to get that amount of money.
Oh, I
can't say with an assurity.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've broken laws within the week. Have you not? You have not.
I mean, I sped.
Okay,
in my car.
So then you've broken a law, right?
But that has nothing to do with how much money I've made.
Well, I'm
talking about.
Imagine you have a Lambo. Imagine you have a Lamborghini, top of the line. You're not going to speed in it.
Yeah, I would, but I mean,
Oh, anybody would, John. That's the whole point of having one of them. You're not having it for like a 10-mile-per-hour drive down the street.
yeah, but I mean, there's some people that own cars like that when they have that kind of money that specifically leave them in Europe and they drive it on the Autobahn.
See, that now you're starting to get into, I think they've definitely violated tax laws. Now, you could say I would say bending a law is breaking a law. That's what I think of it. A law is to be obeyed, right? It's not, I think all these guys have broken tax laws 100%. Now, they may do it under, and they know if they get caught, they just get fined, John. It's not like they're not going to prison for this stuff.
I think there's a lot of loopholes in the law system that supports these guys, just like we were talking about. They're never going to cancel Christmas because it makes money for people.
Yeah.
They're not going to cancel gasoline because it's making people too much money. And they're not going to go after these loopholes because of those same people. And I think those loopholes are in there for those people not to break those laws. And that's why I think a lot of them are not breaking laws.
Oh, once again, a billion. I'm not talking millionaires.
I know what you're saying.
A millionaire could probably just say, I don't have the money to fight the courts, right? Obviously. So I'm just going to obey. Dude, these billionaires, they know they're never going to jail, ever. Like, they will never even get arrested. If they do, you know what they'll do? They'll hop on a plane. They'll fly to a country where they have a house, non-extradition, peace out, see you later. I'm still living the best life that I've ever lived in my life. But who knows? That's just a theory. But in this show, Succession, it's crazy because the dad is this billionaire and he owns a news company, and it's touching on issues of, free speech, freedom of press. Is it really free if it's bought? I would say no, obviously. But news is in profit. I mean, that's their profit business. ABC has to make money, but the core of the show, what I really find interesting, and it's kind of like my recommended show, is that it's really a story about these three children that have been abused by their father as children and still being abused by him. And it's just like this cycle of abuse story. And it's really like, when you look at it that lens, it's very interesting. And it's got Macaulay Culkin's brother in it, Kieran McCulkin.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, season 3, that guy's probably going to win awards. I mean, he's so good in this show. It's like, it's hard to imagine that's the same little kid from Home Alone that peed his pants, in bed because he drank too many Cokes. But anyway, it's an interesting look at riches. And, so Elon Musk, he could be on Succession. He might make an appearance. Who knows? He might have made an appearance on Billions, the other show, which is about rich people. But if it wasn't Elon Musk, is there anyone just top off of your head that you're like, it should be this guy? I really couldn't. I don't know who I would have picked for the last year regardless. I
mean, the thing about this past year is we're just starting. I mean, maybe The Rock. He had a new show came out. He's in that movie with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot.
But it's not normally like actors, is it?
Oh, there's a lot of times it's.
Is it? I don't know. Okay.
That's why I said exposure, because I've seen actors.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't tell you 5. Okay, Time Person of the Year each year. Let's see who's on this list here. All right, and it goes back to like the 1940s or something, right?
It'd have to if you said Hitler.
Okay, here we go. Well, I that's what I've always heard. All right, here we go. Let's look at Times Person of the Year. Okay, so 2019 it was Greta Thunberg. I remember us talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
2018 Guardians in the War on Truth. I'm just going to read them. Okay, if you want a year, let me know. Silence Breakers, Donald Trump, Angela Merkel, the Ebola Fighters. That's hilarious, 2014. Pope Francis, Barack Obama, The Protester, Mark Zuckerberg did get it in 2010. Ben Bernanke, Barack Obama again. Vladimir Putin, You was in 2006. They ran out of stuff. The Good Samaritans, Bill Gates. The Good Samaritans, Melinda Gates, same year. George W. Bush, The American Soldier, Whistleblowers, Rudy Giuliani won it one year.
I guess you proved your point. I guess it's not a actor.
We're going down. This is a good list here. George Bush. Okay, then Person of the Century was Albert Einstein. Throwing that out. Jeff Bezos has already won it. Bill Clinton, Ken Starr. So, like I said, Newt Gingrich. So, I want to go back to like the first, let's see. Okay, it goes back to 1927. You ready for these big hitters? I mean, you'll recognize a lot of these names, truthfully. Some, maybe not. Charles Lindbergh,
mm-hmm.
Walter Chrysler,
mm-hmm.
Owen D. Young. I don't know who that is. Gandhi.
Mm-hmm.
Some named Pierre Lavelle. I don't know who that is. Franklin Roosevelt. Hugh Johnson, Franklin Roosevelt again. I'm trying to see if Adolf Hitler. Yeah, 1938. 1938. Okay. So I guess that's when he was rising to power, right? Because
That was before the war.
yeah. And then Joseph Stalin, 1939. Wow, this is crazy. So, yeah, that's one. No, I don't think there's actors. And this is like, these are people shaping the world. So, we're going to do a recap next week because it will be our last show of 2020, right? I think so.
Not necessarily.
Oh, yeah, we're doing another
The
one.
30th.
Okay. On the last episode before, we're going to do a recap. I really don't know what happened. I'm going to have to obviously do research. I mean, it's been a weird kind of year. Like, personally, I know what has happened. But, like, it's been after Trump left office, which that did happen in January. I get it. But after he left office, it's been kind of a weird year news-wise. I mean, it's like COVID's still here, but, I mean, we don't really talk about it a lot. We got a president who, I mean, a lot of people doesn't even think is mentally competent to serve, or, you know.
I mean, who would you say? Fauci?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one. If I had to go with one, Fauci's probably up there, but I mean, he would just say he's a talking point, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It would have been a tough year to pick. I like I said, really have to look back and see maybe, I mean, you could say doctors or, you know, ICU nurses could have been a good choice. I mean, you know,
that
those people
probably would have been a better one for last year.
Yeah.
Just first responders.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. So, well, anyways, that's it. That's who it is. Now, speaking of money, what is the worst? Have you ever made a stupid mistake financially? Have you ever?
Oh, constantly.
I mean, what's the most you've ever spent where you're like, man, I probably like $100 would be a lot, right? Like if you paid for someone to come fix your house and you find out, oh God, it was probably like $500.
That's mine.
Okay. So you understand this then. I mean,
I wish it was only 500. Let
me read your story. Maybe it'll make you feel better. Now, you're familiar with the NFTs, right? The non-fungible tokens. And so I'll explain them. If anyone's your first time listening, I'm going to explain NFTs the most simple way I've figured out how to do it. Now, we all know there's a painting of the Mona Lisa. Okay, it's in Louvre at France. Okay? Now, that is that original painting. Now, if you want that painting, you're going to pay big money. If you buy it, you own it. It's yours. You own the painting. Now, there are many replicas of Mona Lisa in the world, but you own the original painting. Collector. NFTs are like that, but they're electronic versions of things. So you can buy art that people make. That's simple. You can make art. You can make art on Photoshop, and you can sell it to people. You sell it to them. You're saying you own this painting. It is yours. You can do whatever you want. I mean, I don't know if you can do whatever you want, but you own it. A lot of memes have been going for sale, and then now a lot of like GIFs, GIFs, whatever, things like that. All right. So when you buy that electronic thing, you own it. So if you had the Charlie bit my finger, if you bought that meme, you own it. It's like you can put it on your, I don't know what people are doing with it. I guess they're storing it on a computer or a hard drive. And I guess they talk about it at parties. I don't know what rich people do at parties, but hey, I've got the Charlie bit my finger here, you know. Well, anyways, this might make you feel a little bit better about yours. Now, picture on the screen there is a collection of art called Bored Ape. The Bored Ape collection, all right? The Bored Ape Yacht Club is one of the most prestigious NFT collections in the world. You may scoff at the words prestigious and NFT, but among its star-studded members are Jimmy Fallon, Steph Curry, Post Malone, who own pictures of this ape in different outfits. He may be wearing glasses in this one. Another one he's wearing a mustache. And if you're listening, just grab your phone real quick and just type Bored Ape NFT. All right. Here we go. Unusual trades. Okay, so this not this specific monkey, but one of them was going for $300,000. The cheapest one you could buy would be for 52 Ether or $210,000. This man was supposed to be selling one for $300,000. He listed it for $3,000 because when he was supposed to put in 75 Ether, he put in 0.75 Ether. And once it went online,
you can't change the price.
You can't. Some bot or company bought it immediately. It basically was saying, yo, if you see any of these sell for under this, buy it instantly, no matter what. As soon as he put it up, bought, sold, paid, you're done. He lost. The man essentially.
$297,000.
I mean, yeah, he essentially gave it away for free. I mean, like, you know, if your sale's up for $300,000, you get $3,000. That's nothing. I mean, you almost would rather get nothing. You know, like at least you can say it was stolen from you. This is the problem to me. I don't have a problem with the NFTs being sold. I mean, like I said, it's a rich person game. I don't care. You know, would I love to own a great piece of art? Sure, but I'm not paying $200,000. I don't have that.
Yeah.
But this no take back rule is absurd, man. This is ridiculous. Like, number one, why are they putting this in different like 75 ether? Like what? Like, bro, I don't even know what that means. Like what is there's got to be some scale somewhere, but like there should not be any monetary. So can you imagine handing the cashier a $100 bill and like it's $10 and like, all right, thanks. That, you know, the deal's done. It's like, wait a minute. No, give me my change back. You know, I feel this is shenanigans, but once again, is there any chance, John, you ever own any NFT in your life?
No, there's no chance.
That's what I was. Zero chance. I would agree with you. We do follow some very great artists on Twitter and Instagram who sell NFTs, and I look at it and I go, my God, that is amazing, like Photoshop design. And I was like, oh my God, this is $20,000, dude. Like, I wish I could support you, but I cannot because I need a place to live. So that was a funny story of the week right there. All right, I want to get to the last story real quick before we jump into our Mount Rushmore. You know who Urban Meyer is, right? He was the coach of Ohio State. Mm-hmm. He left. He went and coached at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, he was fired today. And, you know, you could point to a number of reasons why he got fired. But
he can't win against the Titans.
Yeah. I think
that's a good reason.
He famously lost a game, went out to some bar, was videoed hanging out with some attractive young female, and he's married. And they were getting very cozy, handsy with each other. He obviously, from reports I've read, he was not very good to the assistant coaches. He was kind of a dope of a coach. But anyway, I think the thing that finally got him, a kicker named Josh Lambo said that Urban Meyer had missed some kicks during preseason. He had missed some kicks. He said Urban Meyer, while he was stretching, came up and goes, "Hey, dipshit, make your effing kicks," and kicked me in the leg. And that story came out, I think, 2 days ago, and today he's fired. Now, this is what I'm going to give a real quick thing. I started reading comments. That's like my favorite thing to do now.
Was this a current kicker?
He was on the team this year, but he got cut. So, no, he was not current, which is why I think he said something, right? If he's still on that team,
you keep your mouth shut.
There's no way he says anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk to this real quick. I saw this on Facebook initially, and I was like, wow, is this, because anytime I see something on Facebook, I'm like, is this true? Because Urban Meyer fired. I went, no, let me see. And I was like, okay, it is true. And then I read the comments, and I just went, holy crap. So I'm going to get to, look, this is what I say. Most of the comments were like, good, that kicker had it coming, you know. If you ain't that kind of man, get out of the league. And I'm being serious right now. I talk to people. If you ever work at any job and your owner, supervisor, or anybody in an authoritative position, I would say even coworkers, if anybody, but definitely people over you, if they come up to you and they put their hands on you or kick you, that they deserve to be fired. Right there. End of the discussion.
Yeah.
End of it. You know, now, John, if you feel different, I would love to hear.
No, I agree with you.
And people are going, well, that's the NFL, baby. And I'm like, no, that is the antiquated version of what you people think America job should be. No, your boss should not be able to come over and I tell people work. If your boss ever starts just screaming at you and cussing at you, walk away. You are not there to deal with that. That is like not your role. Unless you're in the military and a drill sergeant is in your face and you've agreed to that in an office situation, unacceptable.
No.
And the amount of people, and it just wasn't one, John. I went to different platforms to get the comments. They were defending, not the coach, because no one can really defend the coach because he was a really terrible coach. But the people were defending him kicking this athlete. And I'm like, this is absurd. What world are we in?
Maybe he thinks he's Bobby Knight.
I think he did.
Yeah.
I think he thought he was untouchable. Like you said, current kicker, he's obviously done that to other players on the team.
He doesn't start with this.
And I always equate it to Terry Crews one time said he was at a party, Hollywood party. And he was there talking to a guy, and the guy reached over and grabbed his manhood. And he said, I didn't know what to do in that situation because that had never. Terry Crews, if you don't know, is a black actor, and this dude is jacked.
He's
to the
not
nines.
small.
He looks like a wrestler. He is. If you love Idiocracy, he's President Camacho. But he said he didn't know what to do, and he felt embarrassed to even tell anyone about it. Right? Which I get that. I understand that. But I think it's the same way in this situation. I think most grown men don't want to go say, "Hey, man, this dude kicked me." Me at 44, I'm not taking that. Me at 24, I probably would have been like, okay, I guess I deserved it, whatever. But this guy's a bozo, man. This guy is toxic. That's what I'm saying. All these white coaches like that, I know some of them are good, but I'm saying the ones that are like him, and everyone knows who the names are. Bobby Knight was one, obviously. Buddy Ryan used to do that kind of stuff. One of the coaches at Ohio State used to hit players in the head. I mean, coaches used to hit players in the head on the sideline all of the time.
Yeah.
Like you would see that in a football game and go, yep, he got it coming, It's just, what kind of culture are we promoting for our children when it's like, oh, yeah, this guy's kicking you? That's cool, man. Just take it. He was doing that to those college kids, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was doing, he was the guy, he coached at Florida. Aaron Hernandez was on his team. And I just go back to, look, man, I get if you're an offensive lineman and you don't hang out with Aaron Hernandez and you don't know what that guy's up to, right? So the news comes out he killed someone. You're like, and Aaron Hernandez is a former NFL player that got arrested for murder. He killed someone. I don't know what world you live in where the head coach doesn't know this guy's up to no good. I'm not saying you pinpoint he's murdered someone, but this dude's up to no good. These college coaches practically are these kids like fathers. I mean, they're priests, everything. So
yeah.
He just seems like a really terrible human being. So I say good riddance, man. Like I said, I guess it's one of the worst coaching runs I can ever remember. Like, just when you're a new coach and in the second or third week, there's already reports come out that everyone there hates you. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Like, my God, man, if you come in as new and no one likes you, you need probably just get out. Because you're not going to win either way. Like, either the employees are so bad they hate you, or you're so bad that, they hate you. But anyway, that was the big news this week. There we go. A lot of money and a lot of just white privilege all over the place there. So there we go. All right, let's real quick before we jump into Mount Rushmore, Hawkeye, new episode this week. I don't know what it was called, but it was episode.
It's called Ronin.
Ronin. It was episode 5. The episode before the final episode next week. What I don't want to give anything away. I'm not going to spoil it, but just huge revelation at the end.
Yeah.
Which,
if you're a comic book fan and you know what comic run this is based off of, it's not a surprise to you at all.
I would say most comic fans, but most casuals probably don't even know who that is, to be fair. So it's kind of a weird. I guess I never even thought about that. The casual fan who doesn't like comic books is going to go, "Who's that?" Right?
I mean,
a casual now, not.
You got to think who's watching it. The people that are watching it essentially paid for the Disney Plus.
True,
and so
I guess
spending money, so they're probably invested in at least the Marvel.
Yeah, I
things,
guess.
So they might
maybe,
but that doesn't mean that their mind is brought to that person,
right?
Because when this person's name is mentioned, you think of 2 specific heroes and them alone.
No, well, not the ones on screen. Yes.
Yeah, but not anybody that's on the show.
Right?
So.
No. I think it's weird because I watched. I'm not gonna say who this actor is, but you know who the actor is.
Yeah.
I know who the actor is. Anyone who watched it knows who the actor is. I watched a movie. The new Sandra Bullock movie is out on Netflix right now. It's called The Unforgivable. Pretty good movie. It's about Sandra Bullock is in prison for murder. She comes out. Story unfolds. That actor that's playing this guy in Hawkeye is in that movie with a full head of hair. And I went, oh, that's okay. I mean, this movie was obviously not shot not that long ago, so I got questions about that. That's why I watched that show thinking, wait a minute, because this character we're speaking of, and if you don't listen to the show, you might as well just skip because you're like, what's all the code talk here? But when I watched that Netflix movie, I instantly thought, well, this guy can't be on the show. I mean, there's no way. I don't know. I would assume Hawkeye and this movie were filmed around the same time, if I had to guess, the way things are filmed. So you're telling me the guy he had to grow out the hair for a long, this was real hair in the movie from what I could see. He shaved it all off. Like, I don't know. I got questions about that. But anyway, that being said, what did you think of the entire episode?
There were parts I really liked on it. There was a returning character from another Marvel property that every scene that she was in
was the highlight of the entire episode.
Yeah,
I'm like, can we just get a series with this person in it? Like, can we just cancel this series? I'm being serious, man. If this entire series was about unnamed character that you're talking about, I would have been all like, her scenes are just. Look, I know Jeremy Renner.
She steals
every scene.
Yeah.
Every scene, dude. Yeah. Number one, she's an amazing actress. Okay, and Jeremy Renner's not a slouch. He is a good actor in himself, but I feel like when those two get together, it's going to be fun. It obviously hasn't happened yet. But, I mean, Haley Stanfield's no slouch either. I mean, she is a great actress as well. But, man, I felt like, woo, that's like Michael Jordan versus me or something. That scene was like, I mean, she held her own, but the unnamed actress was great.
She was carrying the scene.
Oh, man, she's fantastic. Yeah. So we haven't seen the final episode. What do you have any crazy thoughts about the end? Is anyone going to die? I would say low because no one's died. No one's died on any of these shows. I guess kind of, but anyway.
Most of the people, the implications would be pretty big. If the only person I think that could die is
Hawkeye.
No, the person that her mom is dating.
No.
I'm saying if someone had to die.
The machismo guy, the mustache. I guess.
But anybody else, the implications would be a little too heavy.
Right. I guess technically you could say the character that appeared tonight did technically die and then came back. Technically, if you look at what the thing is. People are like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's hard to talk. I don't want to ruin it, man. Like, I don't want to be that podcast like, oh, yeah, by the way, this character showed up and blah, 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 blah. After the series is over, I'm giving it a week, and then we're going deep dive on it. So we'll give our best. So anyways, good. It's a good episode. I'm ready to see what happens.
I still like the third episode is my favorite still.
It was the best one.
Yeah,
without a doubt. It's funny when you watch a show, like I'm watching Succession, like I said, and I'll watch an episode, I go, my God, that was a good episode. And I always go to IMDb and I went, yep, it's the highest ranked one of the season. It makes sense, So, all right, well, that was that. That was our Hawkeye recap. Not a lot, but everything. Okay, now it's time. Mount Rushmore of Christmas music. All right. So, John, what are your stips for this? What are your stipulations for this one?
I'm not doing my favorite songs.
Okay.
Because a lot of my favorite songs are lesser known Christmas songs.
Interesting.
And so for it to make the Mount Rushmore, I mean, you're not going to see James K. Polk on the Mount Rushmore.
Right.
It's not going to happen. So, I mean, I think it's got to be a song that pretty much everybody knows. And
I would hope, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's got to, kind of have at least some representative of giving you some kind of feels about the Christmas time.
Okay. All right. Well, you go first Yeah.
Yes.
You go first this week. So, all right. So, John's first pick, Mount Rushmore of Christmas music. Go.
This song starts out by telling you what she doesn't want for Christmas.
Boy.
But when you do find out, it's all she wants for Christmas.
There you go.
It's Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
All right. That's, I said, man, like, there's two eras of Christmas music. I mean, it's a very clear line, which is crazy to me.
Oh, yeah.
There's the old songs.
You got the crooners.
New songs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally like a line in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There's some you can say, but not really. I mean, there's really, I would say traditional and non-traditional.
Yeah.
But at what point do the non-traditionals become traditional? I mean, like I said, I feel like this one here isn't all time. Like, you've got to play this forever now. Like, this is getting played next to, like, the whitest of the white guys singing about, you know what? I don't want to give any songs away that you might pick, but pick any one of them, which some will make our list, obviously. But yeah. When did you love this when it first come out? Honestly,
there's never been a point in time where this song came on and I wasn't like, huh. It's always a great song. First time I heard it, I was like, wow, this is a Christmas song.
Right.
You can play this any time of the year.
Right.
It's that good of a song.
When do you remember hearing it? Like how long ago was it?
I guess when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Which is when it came out. So I mean,
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, just never a bad song.
Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, let me tell you something. I love Mariah Carey. I've loved Mariah Carey since she first came out. Before she was who she is today, I loved her. I had her albums. She was on VH1, heavy in rotation. I loved her. I wanted to marry her. I wanted everything. I still love her today. I think she's just fabulous. And she's still just amazingly beautiful. So, anyway, great song, great voice. I definitely would have made my list. All right. Well, I'm just going to make sure I'm getting the song title right. But I feel like, God, I hope this is it.
Oh, man. I think you're definitely taking my number 2.
So
if you're not sure what
I
the
believe
title
the
is.
song is called The Christmas Song, right?
Oh, okay.
Which one's Chestnuts Roasting?
That's the Christmas song.
Okay.
Are you going Nat King Cole or just that song, period?
I'll go Nat King Cole. I mean, obviously, that's the version, right?
That's the version, yeah.
All right. I like it because, number one, I love it. I love the song. It when I think of Christmas, that's probably like that or another one's one of the ones I think of as like, that's a Christmas song to me. I mean, number one. Number two, the vocalist, freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't some,
there's a purity.
Andy Williams or Bing Crosby. This is Nat King Cole, man. Come on. But I feel it just, number one, it's called the Christmas song. So I think it's got to be on the list. But I think it just brings to a part, while Mariah Carey's is very fun. And it's like, it's fun. It's a fun song. It's, this one to me just captures like the spirit.
To me, it represents reaching out for the childlike hearts in everybody.
Right, yes.
It doesn't matter if you are still a child, if you're not.
Right, yes. I mean, it's so good. I mean, yes, that's one I never get tired of. It's in every Christmas movie, I believe. Like, it's in a lot of them, and it's always a good one. And just that guy could just sing. I mean, his daughter could sing, so it's good family for them. But yeah, that's my number one Christmas song. All right, you're up. You're number 2.
Number 2, it's odd that you mentioned Bing Crosby because my number 2 shares with him. This is the duet between him and David Bowie.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Little Drummer Boy / Peace on Earth. There's a dichotomy in the songs themselves and the people. I mean...
Now, is this one song, John? You really count this as one song?
It's one song. Because there's not a Peace on Earth song.
Okay.
Alone.
I mean, that's fine. Just making sure I'm writing it right.
There's not a...
I was not going to have Peace on Earth on my list, if that's what you think. No, yes. I obviously... Anyways, go ahead. Continue. Yeah.
But I've always loved the Little Drummer Boy, and to me, it represents somebody trying to give anything they could.
Yeah.
When they don't really have the means to give, but they find a way. And then that's like a personal level. And then with the Peace on Earth, it's that more worldly.
Yeah.
We want the world to come together. And the fact that you've got 2 people whose styles could not be further, at least in the time.
It's wild. I mean, it's wild, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I want a documentary on how this even came to be. I don't know the story, but who thought, let's bring Bing Crosby and freaking David Bowie together? Like, it's insane. Like, just if we said it out loud, we'd be like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, move on to the next idea. But yeah. Huh.
And so yeah, the how different they are, and they were able to come together is kind of like you can't not.
No, it's a dope,
and it's a great song.
Yeah, I this is another one I definitely would have had on my list. I don't know necessarily that version, but yes, that's a great version. I don't know who sings the original version. I had everything written down, and then I left my list at home, so that was fantastic. But I think, like you said, and you said it best, it just captures like the spirit of Christmas. What it's supposed to be. It's a beautiful story, whether you're Christian or whatever. It's a guy that shows up to the most important person that's ever been here on the planet, and he's like, this is all I have to give you. And he's like, yeah, that's great. That's what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's not supposed to be, can you get me the best thing? It's can it be the best thing you can give me? So it's fantastic. Great song too. It's dope, man. It's a great song. So, all right, good choice. You grabbing stuff I would definitely have on my list. All right, so I'm gonna go with another. Bing Crosby sings a song, "White Christmas." I love the beginning of that. I'm dreaming. I mean, that is. Dude.
It is the number one most sold song.
Of
Christmas.
Look,
So,
I'm
yes,
not knocking
that's-
Bing Crosby. The dude had a set of pipes on him,
Yeah.
obviously. This to me is another song that just makes me think of Christmas. And especially when you're in the South and we don't really have many white Christmases, it's always fun when it does snow around Christmas. But, in a lot of areas of the world, that's kind of that's the spirit of Christmas. You see Christmas in movies. There's always snow.
Yeah.
Like they generally have to create it in movies because they don't have snow in the areas they film in or they film out of season. But snow is one of those essentials parts. But it's just it's a vibe song. You can drink some hot chocolate, man. Just kind of look out the window and the guy, like I said, the guy can sing. So 2 Bing Crosbys back to back. He is a Christmas icon.
Yeah.
If we're doing like Christmas icons, like people, he would definitely be on the list. So, all right, you're up to number 3. What you got?
My number 3.
Here we go.
I'm a huge fan of this guy, and there's been many versions of this song.
Okay.
But there's an inclusion that he has with the other people that's playing with him.
Okay.
A funness that's brought out to it. He's laughing in the song. He can't even quell his laughing. Just sheer joy while he's doing this song.
Oh, God.
This
I know
is
what it is. When you said that.
Santa Claus is coming to town,
Yep.
Bruce Springsteen.
It's good. Once you said the laugh, I literally was like, who was he talking about? I was like, is he a big fan of someone? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a good one for sure. I mean, it is.
He's calling out band members. He's like,
Yeah.
Clarence, are you going to get a new saxophone for Christmas? You
Yeah.
know?
No, it's a good version. I mean,
And
Bruce
so-
Springsteen's obviously, an icon. Obviously, I mean that goes without saying. He's called the boss, but it's amazing that he would, just kind of do that because he's bigger than that. Really, he didn't have to do that song, and he's kind of thought of as kind of a serious guy. I don't think of the boss as like cracking jokes. I mean, listen to all of his songs; they're like serious, like matters. Like "Born in the USA," like oh, that's an anti-American song. That's great. Glory Days, oh great, you miss your childhood. I mean, it's something like Philadelphia. That's like some hard stuff, So for him, the laugh is always what gets me. It is a great moment in the song. So in live version, which is even very cool.
It's a live version.
All right, well, you've grabbed a bunch of pop songs, so I got to grab. One of my favorite groups growing up was Wham. So how could I not have Last Christmas?
Last Christmas.
If Mariah Carey's version of a Christmas song didn't exist, I would say this is the greatest pop Christmas song of all time. But Mariah Carey does exist, so it is number 2 to me. But I will randomly sometimes sing this. It will come in my head throughout the year. And I love George Michael, man. When I was telling people at work, when I was growing up and before, and no one knew this dude was gay, which is wild. Like when you go back and watch those videos, you go,
how did we not know?
Yeah, and Wham, and especially in the Wham videos.
I mean, yeah,
And
the Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go,
Yeah,
those short shorts.
I mean, dude.
I mean, come on.
And he's wearing like the hottest pink, the hottest green. You're like, oh. But back then, to be fair, I guess that's what people look like. I mean, people would have, sure, you're going to come at us and go, how did you not know? Bro, have you seen Motley Crue? Then all those dudes were gay, right?
I mean, they're like the anti-gay.
That's what I'm saying. So, but Faith era, oh my God, I wanted to be George Michael. Like, I never got an earring, but I saw him wearing an earring. I went, Now, that was about as far as I thought. But for me to think that, I just thought that he was the coolest guy in the world. But anyway, Last Christmas, amazing song. I could listen to that over and over and over again. It's a great song. And then it's a Christmas song. So, it's about heartbreak, But hey, people have broken hearts during Christmas. So, and other people sing about it as well. We'll see if they make John's number 4 list. All right, that's my number 3. Who's your last one?
My last one, I'm not going to put an artist because there's, to me, it's about the song.
I know it's a song. Go ahead.
And it's a song. It's just, it gives me the feels whenever it's done well. It hits as far as notes goes. It gets the very bottom and it gets pretty high up there too. It's not an easy song to sing. But it brings a reverence to the holiday to me.
Yeah.
And that is "Oh Holy Night."
Oh, that's a good one. All right.
I think that like the most popular version is Celine Dion's got a really good version. Josh Groban's got a version out, but I mean, just the song itself, that's what I'm pulling on that one.
There you go. All right. So that closes out your list. Good choice. I'm looking at mine. My God, man.
There's so many things to choose from, and like
I know
the people in the chat are on point with a lot of these, and I wish I could have a longer list. I mean,
yeah, I definitely wish. Oh God. Well, that's crazy. The live chat. I don't even see the live chat. Anyway, okay. So, God, I'm on a bad spot here. Because I know what I want to put on there, but I don't have. I mean, I really would like a song about Santa, but they're all kind of corny, I guess.
I mean, we know some that aren't going to make the cut. I mean, Up on the Housetop is not making the cut.
No, but I mean, I love that. I mean, I think it's a good song, but I'm like not putting it on my Mount Rushmore. I mean, I would love to put James Brown's Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto on my list, but I've never even heard that song before. I'm just
Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis.
I saw Mama Kissing Kansas. I mean, there's a whole bunch, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to leave John Lennon off the freaking list. There's no way.
Oh, I'm surprised you waited this long.
Yeah,
actually.
well, I knew you weren't going to grab it. I believe it's Happy Christmas, War is Over. It basically a song that is about Christmas, but also about kind of world peace, which is kind of what Christmas should be about. There should be a time, even in wars, they would stop fighting during Christmas where they could celebrate with each other. And anybody knows, I love John Lennon. I love that. That is... It's much better than Paul McCartney's song, which is not very good, truthfully. I mean,
I don't think anybody will go up to bat for simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
I'll still listen to that. I still listen to it, but it's not my favorite one. I mean, it's all right a few times. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear Paul McCartney's too much. But, yeah, John's is great. He's got him in it, of course, the kids singing about it.
I mean, you've mentioned, like, I mean, that's the reason, one of the reasons why I didn't put it on my list is because I've had the piece on our Little Drummer Boy, because I'm kind of getting that same vibe from that song as well.
For sure.
But yeah, definitely, it's a great song. If I had a longer list, it would be on it.
Oh, for sure. Okay. All right, well, let's go back over the list real quick. John had All I Want for Christmas Is You, Little Drummer Boy, Peace on Earth, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and Oh Holy Night. I had the Christmas song, White Christmas, Last Christmas. Wow, I've got Christmas in every one. And what I said was Happy Christmas, War is Over. So I had Christmas in every one of my titles. All right, so what?
A little on the nose, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. What could have almost made the list? Like,
I mean, if I'd have gone with some of my favorites.
Yeah, what are your favorites?
My favorites. There's a song called Joseph's Lullaby.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, that's why it's not.
Okay.
But I love the song. It brings a new feel for it, especially if you are a father, you have a son. You want to listen to this song.
All right.
It'll give you the feels. On the silly side, there is a song. It's sung in the from the mind point of Speedy Gonzalez, and it's called "The Hat I Got for Christmas Is Too Big." I challenge someone to listen to that song without smiling. It's not going to happen.
Wow.
Just some more well-known ones in the chat. "Carol of the Bells" is a beautiful song.
Yeah, read off the chat because I don't have the chat tonight.
Snoopy and the Red Baron. That's a great one. That's a fun one.
That's a Christmas song?
There's a version of it. You've got the Red Baron one, and then you've got...
Man, I guess my Christmas music is not that deep.
It's basically, like you said, the storyline is, in the middle of war, and the Red Baron's like, hey, let's not fight each other right now. Let's celebrate Christmas. And, we'll fight another day, but right now, the Chipmunks Christmas song.
Of course.
That hula hoop, whatever.
Oh, I love, dude. That would have, that could have made the list for sure.
Silent Night.
I wanted to put Silent Night on my list. It was either that or John Lennon, but John Lennon beat out. But I love Silent Night. I think it's a very good song.
Mary, Did You Know? I Want to Hippopotamus for Christmas.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like funny ones. That's about it.
Glennis said some of the barking dogs, but I don't know that one. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
That's too goofy.
That has a warm spot in my heart. For another story for another time.
Okay.
And then you got your traditionals. You get your Away in a Manger, First Noel, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Little Tale of Bethlehem. It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Just we could go all day with these.
And I know people are going to mention Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. I know, but sorry, I couldn't put that on there. I know people are going to mention that. I know it because every list I see, like, you got Christmas in Hollis. All right, dude, just calm down, okay? It's not better than the 4 we had. But, at least I had Nat King Cole. I mean, that's one black man. He had a black woman, so sorry. Sorry, Run DMC. I do like the Ramones' Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Anymore. But, yeah, that's my personal choice, so. All right, well, there you go. That is our Mount Rushmore. Kris Gregory will hopefully have his list for us next week. We'll read it at the top of the show. And let us know, do you like Christmas songs? You may hate all of them. Let us know.
Do you have a least favorite Christmas song?
I
do.
What is your, obviously I do, but I can't think of it right now. What is it? I'm talking mainstream. There's
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
Feliz Navidad.
That's the only
Don't
Christmas
know the
song.
rest of the words.
It's only 2 lines, but you sing it in English and then.
Okay.
Wow.
Man, not a fan. I guess as I've gotten older, I don't hate too many of them. There's obviously some that can get on your.
Feliz Navidad when it comes on. That's the only Christmas song where I reach for the dial.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Tell us your least favorite, your favorite, all that fun stuff, and that is. We are at the end of the show, people. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat. I was unable to see you tonight, but John was keeping up with you. So, thank you for hanging out with us as always. We appreciate you guys. And next week, we'll be doing the Mount Rushmore of
depictions of Santa Claus. Not necessarily bad, not necessarily good, just most memorable.
There you go. So that will be a fun list as well. And we're looking forward to Christmas. Basically you got a week left. So what you need to do, if you're still out there shopping for the end of your list, go to bybpod.com. That's our website. If you're buying everything on Amazon like our family is, click on our Amazon link. It takes 2 seconds. If you can just remember to do that, go to bybpod.com, click on that link, buy everything, and it helps us out. And people have been doing it. I've noticed we're getting some sales going on, so thank you so much for that. And if you want to listen to more, it's your first time listening, go listen to all of our podcasts. Go to bybpod.com. They're all there. Search any podcast platform. We're doing it. We're on all the socials. As you can see on the screen, if you're watching a live stream, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all that fun stuff. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button that you like this live stream. Subscribe. Tell your friends about it. And with all that being said, John, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
There you go. Yeah, I couldn't see live. I thought nobody was there. I was like, oh.